Dukes, Aldridge, what's up, year 10? How we doing? It's Kamal from Aim a Little Higher. We're a company that exists for a really simple goal, right? We help young people like yourselves go from this place of having potential to becoming a high performer. Now, you might have been in a similar situation to me when I was in school. I had the same conversation all the time. It was, Kamal, you talk too much, but you've got potential. Kamal, you get distracted really easy, but you've got potential. Kamal, you need to know when to shut up because you've got potential. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I first heard it, I thought it was a good thing. I don't know if anyone here can relate. I heard the word potential and thought, yeah, I know exactly what that means. That means I'm set up. That means I'm good. That means I'm going to make it. Happy days. So I just continued to be myself, which meant if I felt like working hard, I'd work hard. If I felt like taking it easy, I'd take it easy. If a class got a little bit too tricky and my friends were with me, I'll just have a chat instead. And what I realized was things were staying the same. And it wasn't until after one parents' evening, I get home and my dad sits me down and says, son, how do you think school is going? I said, Dad, I think it's going sick. He said, why? I said, because I got potential. And he looks at me like I'm an idiot. And he said, son, do you know what potential actually means? I said, yes, it means I'm going to be the best. This guy said, go and get a dictionary. So I did, like full confidence, went and got a dictionary out, and I'll never forget. The dictionary definition said potential, capable of being, but not yet in existence. And I was like, damn. I thought potential meant basically you're good, you're set for the future, go do your thing. What it actually means is there's something there, but we've got to work to go from someone with potential to someone with some real results to become a high performer. And they're two very different things. And I think you've got to be really careful with potential because it's one of those traps. It feels good, it sounds good, but in reality, if you go apply for a job, your dream job, and on your CV, we're not seeing any results, we're just seeing potential, we're looking to the next person. If you want to start a business and you're more entrepreneurial, that's my thing, so I feel you there. When we go out and pitch to clients, every single talk with a client is like a job interview and they want to know what you're about. And if you can't show results and you've just got potential, no one ain't trying to have you in there. And if you are in year 10 now and you're hearing the word potential, I need you to not walk away from that conversation satisfied. There needs to be a bit of you that goes, ooh, I don't like that. Because if you walk away from that conversation satisfied, you remain a year 10 with potential, which means you then get to year 11 and you've got potential. And that's scary because year 11s with potential, they don't get great results. They get a piece of paper with some numbers on it that say, this person has potential. And you take that to a sixth form, you take that to a college, you take that to an apprenticeship and say, here, pick me. And they're looking at it like, nah, we're going to pick that person over there, but you've got potential. So you have to then settle for a lesser option that wasn't what you wanted to do. And then you get through that. And you look at colleges, you look at university, maybe you look at a job interview and you go and it's like, hey, we're not going to pick you, but we'll go with them, but you've got potential. And you constantly find yourself in a position where you want to be the person, you want to be first choice, but because you've only got potential, people are getting in front of you in the line. And it can get worse and worse, just keeps on happening. Imagine, you meet the love of your life. You get down on one knee like, will you marry me? They look you dead in the eye and say, no, you've got potential. Potential to make somebody happy, just not me. And life goes on till eventually, you die. It's going to be a motivational day for you. And at your funeral, they're like, he had potential. That's my worst fear in life, right? It's going through life, getting to the end of my life, and never realizing what potential I actually had. So that's why Aim a Little Higher exists. And we are brought in by companies like HSBC, Goldman Sachs, Siemens Energy to help their young people become high performers within their companies. But we also work within schools so that we can help you get a head start on your competition. Most students in this country, they're doing just enough to get by. They're turning up, they might be a little bit late, they do homework when they feel like it, their coursework's okay, and they are aiming to pass, which is great news for you. Because if everyone else is aiming for average and you are willing to aim a little bit higher, you're going to put yourselves 10 steps ahead of the competition. And that's why we still work in this education space. To give you a little bit of background, because I realize I'm just a face on the screen talking to you. My name is Kamal. I'm the founder of Aim a Little Higher. And there's a few key ideas that I think if you understand can help you make the same kind of journey and trajectory as I did. From going from being someone who has a few vague goals and is kind of taking life as it comes to being someone who's able to own a successful company and have freedom in life and work with some awesome people, one of which you're going to meet today. It's amazing, but it all has to start with you. And the first thing that I think is really important for you to learn is the most important person to get to know. And I used to make this mistake thinking, all I've got to do is come into school, make a couple good friends, and then if we link up and we're mates, if you make it, you can sort me out. If I make it, I can sort you out, and as if it's like mutually beneficial. I realized that was a stupid plan. The most important person in the world you can get to know is yourself. And that sounds really obvious. I know you're like, know myself. Kamal, of course I know myself. I've lived myself all my life. I don't mean know yourself to the point where if we put faces on the screen now, you can tell me which one you are. That's not knowing yourself. Knowing yourself is having such a clear idea of who you are, what you stand for. You know what your great abilities are, but you don't become like big-headed and gassed because of it. Equally, you know what you're bad at, and you don't let that defeat you. I'm talking like full self-awareness of this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and all your decisions map to that person you want to be. It's a beautiful place to get to, but it's not easy. And if you can focus your time on figuring out who you are and increasing self-awareness, I'm telling you, life becomes this pathway where you can go and do what you please. It's not an easy journey. I go back to thinking about my time in school. I basically moved from London to a place called Peterborough, which is a bit further up the A1 with a much worse football team. And my parents moved me in year 7. So if you can imagine, primary school in London, and then I go to Peterborough, and it's a different experience. I walked in day 1. I looked around my classroom. I was like, yo, where's all your black people? And I remember they looked me dead in the eye and said, Kamal, my friend, it's just you. Which was a huge culture shock for me, being from London. But I was like, do you know what? It's cool. I can get along with anybody. It's not a problem. But then the questions start being asked. Hey, Kamal, where are you from? Oh, London. Oh, cool. Is that like the ghetto? Can you dance? Do you rap? And my favourite question to be asked, do you like chicken? I said, well, let me stop you there. And it was fascinating because I'm a brand new person in a brand new location. Yet I've walked in, you've taken a look at me and started to put your judgments on me. Now, this isn't an exclusive thing just for black individuals. It's for everyone. People are going to judge you, put you in boxes by looking at you. Oh, you're this tall, you're this short, you got that accent, you're from that area. People love to put people in boxes. But the problem is if you don't get to know yourself, you just follow what everyone's saying. And that's what I did. My jeans started sagging. I started putting my hood up a bit more. I got this chain. I mean, it was $14.99 from Argos, right? But I liked the chain. I used to wear this Armani top, which was, fake. I got 3 of them for £10 from Wembley Market. Started rocking it. The fake Avisu jeans. Listen, it was peak. On the front of my jeans, it used to say, if you see the police, and then have the Warner Brother logo on them. And I thought I was that guy. And it was just so false. It was not me. It was fake. It was me just doing what's expected of me by the people around me. And if you don't get to know yourself, you get dragged in all sorts of directions because people are going to tell you who you should be. People want to put their arm over you and say, yo, come with me, man. This is what life's like over here. And you have to fundamentally know who you are so you make wise decisions. Now, it took me a little while to get my head around it and stop walking around like I'm some kind of bad man. But once I did and took myself a bit more seriously and looked at all the different angles that I have to offer, the fact that I'm able to communicate well, the fact that I'm a creative person and put all those little bits together, I was able to do way more productive things. And it's not a smooth journey. The first thing I tried was football. Anyone here play football? If you do, I salute you and respect you because it's so much harder than it looks on FIFA. It was my first school game. I'm running. I lost control of the ball. They went to clear it, which is fine. But I went to clear it by kicking it through my face. That ball hit me so hard in my face. I saw dots. I got subbed from the team. I got dropped from the team for 5 years. So I was like, say less, no problem. I'll try rugby. I don't know if your school did this hustle, but my school in year 7, they gave us little orange tags. And you have to go, miss me, gotcha. And I was so good. And they said, join the team. I was like, I will join the team. How hard can it be? This is easy. We got to our first game against Kings. I'm on that field, whistle blows. I'm like, yo, said to my coach, where's the little tags? She said, don't worry about it, just you'll be fine. I'm thinking, no problem, we'll just tag each other on the arm. I'm running with the ball, I passed to my friend. 4 guys took him out. I said, madam, they're fighting. She said, you do it back to them, this is rugby. I was like, I'm sorry? So then I've got the ball and I'm running, and I see 4 guys running at me. And as they get closer, they get taller, they grow facial hair. They start to look like PE teachers in school uniform. I said, no chance. I dropped the ball. I said, take it, do your thing. This is not for me. And it was until I started reflecting and going, what's the patterns I'm seeing here? Clearly, I like being part of a team. Clearly, I've got some communication skills because I could be in class and talk my way out of trouble. I can make friends laugh. And I put it all together and became Youth MP for Peterborough, which was an amazing opportunity. Set a foundation of communication and taking advantage of other opportunities, and was the basis of me then joining the Peter Jones Enterprise Academy, became National Entrepreneur of the Year, and launched my business. The trajectory is not going to be smooth. The journey is not going to be obvious. If you just give yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, take yourself seriously, and ultimately back yourself, that if you give yourself the right amount of time, if you get to know yourself properly, don't get too excited by what you're good at, don't get too disappointed by what you're bad at, but keep a level head as you go, the doors that will be open to you will be amazing. But it's got to start with you. Your teachers can't do it for you. Your coaches can't do it for you. Your friends can't do it for you. Your parents, carers, aunties, guardians, no one can do this for you. This has to be an internal decision that says, I can see what's around me. I can see what the average of most people is, and I'm not accepting that for myself. I'm going to aim a little bit higher. Now, you've got a good friend of mine coming in to work with you, Mr. Emmanuel, aka the Challenger. I want you to approach this session with a very open mind, prepared to be challenged, but also prepared to challenge him too. I don't want this to be a session where you take all the information and sit there taking it in and writing. I want this to be a session where you take the information in, and at the end, when there's an opportunity, you ask questions. I want Emmanuel to leave your school with a headache because he's had so many questions. Emmanuel has experience as an entrepreneur. He's spoken to hundreds of thousands of young people in public speaking. This is the guy that I think is best to be in front of you. So please engage in your session, ask a million questions. And I want to call Emmanuel at the end of the day and he's like, bro, I've got a headache. These kids would not stop asking me questions. Have a fantastic day. Use this as your foundation for your future. And if we can be of support in any way, shape or form, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram and all that good stuff. And would love to keep working with you to make this journey possible. Have a fantastic day and I'll see you all soon. Over to Emmanuel. Peace.